Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, Main Lube Lubricants, and your local Repco store.
Hey Fletch, go fetch another classic resto. One with sparkling paint and chrome all full of shine. Hey Fletch, go fetch another classic resto and show me what I wish was really mine.
Hello and welcome to another octane-inspired episode of Classic Restos. Of course, not possible without the continued support of my major sponsors. And speaking of which, when it comes to those, I have some of the best in the business. Shannons Insurance, Main Lube Lubricants, and your local Repco store around Australia and New Zealand. Why not pick up the phone and call Shannons for a quote 134646. Shannons offer home and contents insurance plus $10,000 worth of enthusiasts cover included. That covers you against loss or damage to automotive memorabilia and collectibles, automotive spare parts and accessories, tools, instruments and equipment kept at your home, plus so much more. Only a company full of motoring enthusiasts would ever think of cover like that. Visit Shannons online at shannons.com.au. Main Lube Lubricants are based in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, and they are experts in their field. Send them an oil sample for analysis, then you will receive a detailed report. Oils have come a long way these days, but there are better alternatives. Your oil sample will be subject to a strict laboratory process. There's no ifs, buts or maybes. You will then receive pictures of the matter found in your oil. A lubricant can then be supplied to prevent that wear from becoming any worse. Go to mainlube.com.au, send them an email. They are very interesting people. One of the best things about dealing with Repco is that you'll receive experience as soon as you walk through their door and approach the front counter, whether you're in the trade or as a retail customer as well. In fact, you'll have access to the Repco inventory of over $50 million worth of more parts for more cars. Repco stores are scattered across Australia and New Zealand. Visit these people online at repco.co.nz and repco.com.au, or better still, call in to your local store. On today's show, how cool is this? I have travelled to the beautiful Ballarat in regional Victoria, Australia for the first annual Ballarat Beat for 2013. Now, you may well be familiar with the Camperdown Cruise, held each year in Camperdown, regional Victoria. This event has morphed into a mecca, so much to the point that Arthur, the promoter of Rockabilly King Productions, has been inspired to launch another brand new festival. This, my friends, is a 3-day festival featuring more hits than Elvis, more swing than a country park, an atmosphere where bobby socks for the ladies and California poppy for the guys is mandatory equipment. This is your opportunity to experience swing, rock and roll, country swing and modern rockabilly. This is Ballarat Beat. Here we are, Ballarat Beat, the first annual event for 2013. Of course it's got to do with classic cars as well. How are you, Phil?
Excellent, thanks Fletch.
That's the way, mate. It's Lucky Phil. First cab off the rank, a gorgeous 1955 Chev. Wow.
Just brought it out from California, 2012.
Good car?
So far so good. I'm still spending a bit of money on it, as you do. Fitted vintage air conditioning, thematic fan, and just had the exhaust redone.
Mate, it's a stylish looking car. I mean, it's beautiful colour. It's almost like the GT Falcon Vermilion Fire.
Yes, so I always loved the FC Holden, so I thought I'd get a bigger FC, but this one with a V8.
You haven't mucked around, mate. When you talk a bigger FC, you've done exactly that.
Yeah, it's a great car.
Yeah, it's like an FC on steroids.
It is, yeah.
Now, Phil, your first, the first show here, Arthur, again, doing a wonderful job with Ballarat Beat. Looks like we're in for a big day, mate.
Yeah, it should be a good day today, and I'll be back tomorrow as well.
Good on you, Phil. Thanks for showing us your Chev, mate. Keep up the good work, mate. She's a beauty.
Lovely. Thanks, Fletch. Keep up the good work. Love the show.
Thanks, mate.
And hi, Greg.
G'day, Greg. Here we go. Ballarat Beat, we have Joe. Hello, Joe.
How are you? Good.
You've got a sensational hot rod here. This is beautiful. Have a go at this. Tell us quickly about the car. How long have you had it? Did you restore it?
It took us about 5 years. I didn't restore it. I got someone to do it for me. Yeah, it's been finished about 2 years on the road, roughly. I built them to use them.
That's awesome. What year model is it, Joe?
It's a 34 coupe, 3 windows.
Yep.
Yeah, with on airbags, 350 shave I use with the blower. Yep. Yeah, it's a nice cruiser.
Did you choose the colour?
No, it's Mrs. choose the colour.
We're going to have to talk to her about that, aren't we?
Yes, for sure, yes.
Now, Joe, I've got to compliment you on your interior choice as well. Beautiful seats, beautiful upholstery, gorgeous inside.
Yes, they are cool trim, but none that. The Angel been built by Bob Fisher in Melton. You know, he built the Angel, and the car itself built by Fast Lane Speed Shop in Ballarat, actually, here, right?
It's got beautiful lines. I mean, the fenders, the running boards, this is a really cool shape, aren't they?
Yes, he done a very good job, you know, a very good job. I'm very happy with the job, you know.
Time for Helen on today's show now, the wife of Joe. How are you, Helen?
All right, how are you?
Good. You're dressed lovely today.
Thank you very much.
Your thoughts on Ballarat Beat?
It's good. I like it. Yeah, it's clothes and cars and dancing and everything. I love it, yeah.
It's what it's all about. And you've turned up in this gorgeous 34. When it comes to the car, is it special to you?
It is, yeah. Yeah, all our cars are special because it's a personal thing that Joe likes and I enjoy with him as well.
Lovely talking to you, Helen.
Thanks for having me on the show, Fletch. I watch it all the time.
Time for Rick now on today's show. How are you, Rick?
Great, Fletch, yourself?
Good, mate, good. Got the big 1968 Ponty, mate, hey?
Yep, she's a cruiser.
Yeah. And you look the part, got the hat on, got the gear on, mate. You'd be...
You'd look silly.
Try and look silly.
Yeah, have a bit of fun.
Some blokes have got that luxury that it just happens automatically, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, Rick, it's a big car, these big four-door Ponties they are, full-size GM, black as the night, flames down the side. I've got to say that flames on a car for me, touch and go, but these are tastefully done.
Thanks, yeah, I don't mind them either.
I mean, you know, I was going to run up with a hose at one stage. They look so lifelike.
Thanks for that. Well, we actually, a few years ago when the bushfires were on, we did a charity run. To help raise money for the fireys and stuff. And of course, here I am looking at these guys who've been battling fires all weekend and they're looking at my car like, you know.
Yes, absolutely. And on that note, boy, what a great job those guys do.
Absolutely good job.
And the ladies as well. We digress. No, it's tastefully done. The flames roll down the side, and there's such a long car too. It's got such a long side profile. Yes. Yeah, just something different.
I'm glad you like it. I don't mind it either.
No, I had to come and ask you about that because there's no other car around at the moment.
That's fine, mate. I'll stand here for another hour. That's no problem.
Okay, we have Cathy now. How are you, Cathy?
Good, Fletch. How are you?
Wonderfully well. Fantastic. Here at beautiful Ballarat.
Beautiful Ballarat. Isn't it fantastic?
It is.
Oh, what a day. Absolutely magic. Yeah.
Well, it means a lot to you, I know. Dressed in theme. Can't beat that. The ladies turn up dressed in theme. It's just so nice.
It is. It's fantastic. We come to all the gigs we do all over the country and it's absolutely fabulous.
You've rocked up here in a 61 Cadillac DeVille two-door hardtop. What an awesome thing. Totally original too.
Yes, totally original. A friend of ours brought it out from America for us and we absolutely love it.
Yeah. You know, if I could, I'd love to buy this off you today.
No, not for sale, sorry.
And you say that with such feeling, don't you?
No, we cruised up 70 miles an hour, just beautiful.
Yeah. And they ride like nothing on earth, don't they?
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Kind of like your lounge room.
Yep, sitting in a lounge chair, relaxed.
All you need is your big flat screen to drop down, you know?
No, original, 61.
Yeah. Now, Cathy, how long have you had the big girl?
We've had her for 4 years.
Yep.
Yeah, and we take her everywhere. We've got the double bass in there because Ray's in the headliners. And we just cruise it. We've got the amp in the boot because the boot fits like...
8 bodies.
It's amazing.
8 bodies and 3 amps. 8 bodies and 3 amps. Come standard, push them in, push them in.
It's fabulous. We absolutely love it.
Cathy, wonderful catching up with you, and enjoy Ballarat Beat. You've got the caddy, and need I say more?
No, we've got everything. Thank you very much, Fletch.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
Shannons Insurance. Pick up the phone and give them a call for a quote. 134646. 1959 Thunderbird. Have a go at this. Hello, Brian.
How you going, Fletch?
I'm good, mate. Gee, I tell you what, your car really fits the format for the Ballarat Beat. No doubt.
All right, yeah. The flamingo pink looks really good. Yeah, and we've kept it original. It's, you know, it's taken 15 years, but it's come up really good. You know.
Brian, there's no doubt about it. The Thunderbird, state of the art with its technology back in the late 50s. The way that the turrets fold back, the trunk lids fold over the top. It's just, they're an amazing car, aren't they?
Yeah, nearly all fully automatic. The next model was, this one you've got to get out of the car, but the one up, you don't have to. You could just sit there and just push all the buttons, you know. Yeah.
They also had that rocket-inspired dashboard, and especially the later models in the 60s too, with lots of pencil-thin chrome, and they were just really in the jet age, weren't they?
They were, especially the back of this one. It looks like a rocket going to take off, you know. yeah, go to the moon and back, but no, I just love it, and my wife loves it. So
it's back in the time where the United States of America blatantly wasted their resources, and they could have, and they did. You know, like a car nearly 6 metres long, over a 400 cubic inch engine to take one bloke to work. I love that.
Yeah, they overindulged, but all the, you know, when they come out of the army, they wanted something to do, and that many engineers, they just wanted to, you know, prove themselves. They went mad. They really went mad.
Certainly was a time when they were 25 years ahead of the rest of the world in so many ways. Brian, how long have you had the T-Bird?
Yeah, 15 years. It's sort of taken me to get to here, and a lot of after-hours work, and yeah, a lot of beer. Yeah.
So there's a few crooked parts, a few parts on Brian's car haven't been put back on right because of the beer. You know, yeah. Oh, but it looks good from a distance.
Yeah, it does.
I call these 50-footers. They look good from 50 feet. As you walk closer, that's when it all falls over. But no, seriously, this is a beautiful car, mate. Well done.
Yeah, champion. Thanks, Fletch. Good stuff.
Good on you. Thanks for being here for the Ballarat Beat too, Brian.
No worries. Well, yeah, it's going to be a great show.
Everybody's trying to be my baby now. All right, yeah.
How's this? A 1955 Crown Victoria. The Fairlane. Beautiful car. How are you, Robert?
Not too bad, thanks. How are you, Fletch?
Good, mate. Good. This is gorgeous. Boy, does it stand out here today.
Oh, well, it's not too bad on a day like today. Yeah, there's plenty of other good cars to look at.
I just think the turret around the roof of this car, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, well, look, it's one of 1900 made in 1955. I bought the car off a guy in Mulgrave probably 18 months ago. Yeah, and basically he imported the car because he sort of liked it, and I thought, well, I've got to have that when it come up for sale, and pretty much as it is.
The embellishments, they're just all there. I mean, there's just so much shiny stuff, just, you know, highlights and showcases these vehicles.
Oh, look, they were top of the range for 55 for what they were, you know. I don't think you could spend any more money on options, but people used to delete options just to get the glass roof rather than...
It's good to see the traditional badging of the Fairlane hang around for so long too. I mean, I've got a 1995 Fairlane, so I mean, it's good to see from 55 to 95 and beyond that mark remained.
Well, you know, you're not Chev man overall, no?
Well, I've got to drive something. If I drove a Chev, people would be saying, don't you like a Fairlane? Yeah, Fletchy can't win. I can't win in this game.
Well, after being on Route 66, you Fletchy get around, don't you?
It's kind of like my own sort of getaway show, isn't it, eh?
But no, look, it's good. We appreciate the car. We take it out every time we get a chance, and no, it's good.
That's good. Good on you, Robert. Now, your wife plays a big part in this car as well.
Yes, the car come for sale, and she decided that we're going to buy that. So, as per normal, males don't get a second chance, or...
But she gave you 100% support.
That's right, and 100% of the money.
Well, that's the one you've got to hang on to.
There you go. So, no, it's all good. Thanks very much, Fletch.
Thank you, Robert. Cheers. Moving through Ballarat Beat. What an event. We have Elisa now. How are you, Elisa?
I'm good, Fletch. How are you?
Good, good. Look at this. I think it's the only Volkswagen here.
As far as I know, yes. I haven't been out on the street or anything, but I'm sure there's something floating around. Yeah, there's a few of them getting around now.
First of all, how cool are you? You've had the hair done.
Yes, I did it myself, and yes, up early.
I thought so. I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah. No, yeah. So I spent a couple of hours in front of the mirror this morning, but yeah. So
good on you. 69 Beetle, and wow, I just love all the stuff on top. You know, all the old stuff, the old bags, the old cooler chest, real period correct. What a great looking thing.
Oh, it's been a really good car. We've only had it probably about 12 months, and yeah, it's just been a cruiser. Yeah, it's nice to bring to shows like this, and yeah.
They're fun, aren't they?
Oh, they are fun. Yeah, and it goes when it wants to. So yeah,
it's great. It's just great to have a classic car, isn't it? And being able to get out and enjoy it at an event like this, it just makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it?
It does, for sure. Me and my sister and my father, we all sort of cruise down to these sort of things, and yeah.
Now, when you were a little girl, did you have an interest in VW Beetles, or is this a later thing in life?
This is a later thing. Yeah, we looked at them and we found this one and we thought, oh well, we'll give it a crack, and yeah, love them. And so now we're sort of half looking at combis now. So yeah, well,
I've said this before. I mean, I've got so much time. For all the fraternities, but the Volkswagen crowd, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, no, they look good. So yeah, they look good all lowered and all that sort of stuff. So yeah.
Well, listen, thanks very much for your time. I wanted to catch up with you. It's taken me most of the day to try and find this one. I don't know. You've been out enjoying. There's so much music here, dancing, the bands. It's just an incredible event.
Great. It's fantastic. Yeah, just having a super time.
Nice to meet up with you, Elise, and look after the Beetle.
Will do. Thank you, Fletch.
I hope you're really enjoying the first annual Ballarat Beat.
Arthur Matstakis is the organiser of Ballarat Beat. He's also the organiser of Camperdown Cruise. If you haven't seen Camperdown Cruise, it is happening 26th and 27th of October 2013. Now here is a little sample of past events.
$9,267 over just a few short years. Good on you, Camperdown Cruise, and good on you, the people of Camperdown and the people that travel here to support such a fantastic show in regional Victoria. Okay, moving through, got Greg here. How are you, mate?
Good, Fletch, yourself?
Good, mate. What a beautiful 66. Haven't had many 66s on the show. Chevs, that is. Mate, absolute glamour this. We did have, I tell you something, you know, we had a 66 on the intro of Classic Restos for a few seasons. A mate of mine just southwest of Sydney, Trevor, that was his 66, and as you know, that used to frequent the show quite a bit in the intro.
Exact same colour, wasn't it?
Yeah, very similar, but I haven't had another one since. Greg, where does it start with you with this car?
Started back in 91 there. I'd always had a thing for the Impalas there, and I got this one here as a daily driver out of Diamond Creek. Been owned by, I'd say, an old guy, as stock as a rock and all worn out there, so it just patched it up and that sort of thing. And yeah, got to about 6-7 years ago there. I'd had enough of chasing the rust and thought I'd do it properly, and started to pull it apart. But the more I found, the further I looked, the more I found there, and so she ended up with the chassis off, and yeah, 2.5 years later, and she's at this condition there, so that we see it now.
Just before you do go, what do you think of the efforts of Arthur, the organiser of this Camperdown Cruise event?
Yeah, this is a great event, what he's done here. My job takes me through this town every day there, and it's a beautiful town that he's held it in. And I'm amazed at the crowd that it draws, because it's, you know, it's a fair way away from a lot of places there, but people love driving their cars, and it's a great highway to drive down, very picturesque, and yeah, it's a great event that he's put on.
Cheers, mate. I like your handbag.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much.
Thanks to Arthur and his dedicated organisers. What a show this is, eh, Deb?
It's fantastic. It's just awesome to see so many people here supporting us. It's fantastic. Everything's great.
Is this your first year here?
Second year, but we're locals. We live here in Camperdown.
Yes. It's getting bigger.
Yeah, everyone's saying that, and more people are going to come next year, and we've got more ideas, bigger every year.
And talking of bigger, now I've got to pick on you, Deb. Deb's 59, a glorious four-door 59 Cadillac. Have a go at this. And Deb, you're one special lady for driving around in this, aren't you?
Yeah, it's the only car that I love. It's just so big, and the fins are just big. It's just a very long car.
Deb likes it big. Now, Deb, what really strikes you about the 59? I mean, I know you've mentioned the fins, and it's so synonymous with Cadillac, the big fins out back there, beautiful. But what do you really love about the car?
Yeah, no, it's just a...
Okay, next question, just the size of it.
Thank you, Fletch.
Likes the size of it. Now, Deb, how does it ride? When you drive along, I mean, you must feel on top of the world.
Yeah, it's very smooth. It's lovely to drive, and it just is eye-catching. Everyone just looks like it's and wants to talk about it naturally. Yeah.
Got Tony now. Welcome to Classic Restos, Tony.
G'day, Fletch. Thanks for coming to see us.
That's all right. Now, look, we've already had Deb's 59 on the show today. Here's another 59. I don't want to make it a whole half-hour episode just on 59 caddies, although, mind you, I wouldn't mind. But the reason that I want to get Tony on the show is tell us about the paint, mate.
Yeah, she's just been overhauled. I've had the car for about 20 years. All the chrome's just been done and sprayed, and it's my pride and joy. It's something I'll have forever and ever. I wouldn't part for any money in the world.
You know what strikes me? That you had foresight. Now, there wouldn't be many people in the country that have had a 59 two-door caddy sitting at home for the last 20 years.
Yeah, well, she hasn't been sitting at home though. She's been a good cruiser everywhere I go. I don't spare her. She goes interstate, local, doesn't matter. You know, rain, hail, shine, she comes out with me.
Do you appreciate it 20 years down the track more than when you first got it?
Yes, I do, because I understand a little bit more about what it all means and so forth. But getting that dream car is always hard to get, and when you get it, you appreciate it.
I don't blame you, mate. That's why you're hanging on to this caddy like grim death. No money in the world will separate you from it. And it's kind of nice to hear about that, because that's 100% passion, it's devotion, and that's what this car means to this guy. And I can understand it, mate, because if you're going to sell it, I'd want to stand in the queue.
It'd be a bloody long queue, and you'll be standing there for a bloody long time. But you said the word, it's passion. It is truly a big passion of mine.
Stand in your queue, I'll probably grow a beard.
A lot more than a beard.
I'd look like Nostradamus by the time I got to the front of the queue.
Exactly. No, and it's just to see so many classic and passionate people here is just fantastic. They all appreciate the cars and music and the scene.
We looked at Deb's 59, and that amazed me, Deb's 59, because she didn't like a day over 40. But anyway, it's just nice to see them in their true stance. Four-door, two-door. I'll let you get around, Tony. Thanks for your time, mate.
My pleasure. All the very best. Thanks, Fletch.
Well, what do you reckon about that? Just some of the first annual Ballarat Beat here in Ballarat in regional Victoria. And I'm sure you'll agree that Arthur has done a wonderful job in pulling this event together. And you've seen it first on Classic Restos. Speaking of which, classicrestos.com.au. That's the website that you need for the DVD merchandise, T-shirts, caps, finding out information on how to travel the sensational Mother Road of Route 66, and of course how my major sponsors can help you as well. As I say at the end of every show, no matter where you may be watching Classic Restos from, in 4 countries and over 40 television networks, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, and I thank you very much for watching.
Don't forget to like Classic Restos on Facebook. Facebook.com/Classic Restos TV. And episodes can be seen at shannons.com.au. Well, there goes another Classic Restos. Thanks for riding along with me. For DVD sets and to contact the major sponsors, go to classicrestos.com.au. Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, Main Lube Lubricants, and your local Repco store.